Solutions platform training, specifically for the SmartMeet option. My name is Dwayne Peterkin, and I am a client services specialist with SHL, but I also focus in presenting on our virtual solutions, and I'm joined by my colleague, Edgar Zapata. Edgar.
Hi there. Yes, my name is Edgar Zapata, and I'm a business development manager here at SHL, specializing in our Aspiring Minds platform. I'll be helping Dwayne as a client to make this a little bit more interactive for today's training. We look forward to getting you up and running on our platform.
Okay, and next, just a quick review of our agenda. We're going to do a high-level overview of the different interview offerings, and then we're going to go through a platform training of the SmartMeet option, just simply going over logging in, scheduling the video interview tool, both for structured and structured assessments. Additionally, we're going to go over adding candidates and interviewers, the question bank and custom questions, and also the bulk uploading feature, and we'll leave some time for next steps and questions also. So for the SHL and Aspiring Minds virtual solutions, we have the offerings of our live video interviewing, known as AutoView, and this is our live video interview. This is a synchronous interview platform, and they also are coding interview and also our one-way interview. And so next we'll shift over to the platform. So first, you're going to So when you see the screen, you're going to navigate to the login option, and you'll be provided with your username and password credentials, and you'll select login. So a successful login, you'll land here on the dashboard page, which just denotes to you your scheduled and completed interviews, and also where different interviews are in the process and the feedback that you've given to them. Now, to launch the SmartMeet interview option, you'll go over to where it says CodeMeet/SmartMeet and select for that drop down to open up. So first, we'll be demonstrating just the interview portion on the fly, and you will select Start Interview and then select SmartMeet. So it will ask if you want to use an existing configuration. An existing configuration would be once you've worked in the system, you'll have the option to revisit sets of questions that you've used in previous interviews. So for the sake of this demo, I'll be selecting our sales rep demo and select Start. And as this option loads, you're going to be given the option to allow the program to access your microphone and webcam. And then once you give it permission by checking this box for the terms and conditions, and you click Allow and Proceed, you'll appear on screen as the interviewer. And so now that you're visible, the features to note on this page will be the option for comments that you can add to an interview, as well as to check the question responses that a candidate is giving. There's also a chat feature here that can go between anybody involved in the interview. Additionally, you have the ability to mute yourself and to cut video if necessary. And additionally, here's the question bank as mentioned before. By selecting the icon here, on the left-hand side of the screen that is shaped like an eye, you can reveal questions to the candidate as well as hide those questions again. And there's also a scoring option, as you can see here, to score those questions 1 through 5. And you also have an option of reaching back out into the question bank to add on additional questions over the duration of the interview. Also, you can see that you have the ability to invite others for that on-the-fly interview. By simply adding name, email, and mobile phone number, you can invite an additional evaluator or candidate to that interview. And so next we're going to navigate toward the interview scheduling option, and I'm going to exit this screen. So next you would navigate toward Configure and Schedule, and once again select SmartMeet. So you'll see that anything denoted with an asterisk, you're going to want to know that that is a mandatory field. So I'm going to go ahead and put the name of the demo for today, and as well as you can denote a job role. They are pre-selected job roles that will populate when you type in a name. However, if there is a job role that you have internally that does not have one of our presets, by entering others, you are then given the ability to type in the name of that job role. And I'm going to insert account executive for the sake of this demonstration and select that. So here, most of our clients tend to want to enable question delivery. And yet, normally, yes, you want access to the question bank. You have the ability to add in your own questions as well. But for the sake of the interview, we're going to make sure use of the question bank. And then also you have the option for a structured and unstructured interview. The unstructured interview allows you to add in your own questions, but for the sake of providing a consistent interview process to candidates, we're going to choose the structured interview option. And you can go in and create a new test. Simply, you'll just be able to go in and name what you want that configuration to be, as well as the languages preset, and you can add in the test duration. So for this demo, I'm going to select 60 minutes. And then here, by switching over the type of question to interview question, and then also selecting that same option here, you are then allowed to select add question and add from question bank. And if you navigate toward the AM question bank, you'll notice that we have our entire bank of preset questions. And so if I were to search sales, for example, you're able to click on and then view the question. And you can select multiple questions to be added. And so after they're selected, you would select add. And you want to make sure that these are added to your question set just by selecting both of them, and select move to category and category 1. And then down here, you're given the option to write in the description field. So I would just, for the sake of the demo, write sales assessment or interview. And then you will select save and release. And it'll prompt you to make sure that you're ready to release it. Once again, you're going to want to make sure that you have named the configuration and also noted the job role. And want to make sure that those are turned on. And as you'll see, the question set that we have just created is available here. So I can select that to be added into the interview. And also I want to set up the evaluation parameters. So communication, maybe one that I would be looking for in this instance. And then also sales. And then once you've selected your evaluation parameters, you can shift to schedule now. And so here you can title the interview as well as set the date and time and the duration and the time zone that's needed. For the interviewer section, you can select the interviewer as well as multiple evaluators for an interview with a candidate. So I'll select myself, and you also can log in the candidate details. Please note that for the phone number, the system does not recognize hyphenated phone numbers, so put the 10 continuous digits in this format here. And you also have the ability to preset the different email options and notifications. And from there, you would select schedule on the assessment. And here you'll see that you can add it to a Google Calendar or an Outlook calendar, and it just gives you a breakdown of the information of what you've set up. Also, if you need to invite additional interviewers post setting up this interview, you can go ahead and copy this URL and share it via email. Now, were there any questions?
Yeah, Dwayne, thanks so much. Wanted to get a better understanding. So if I wanted to add, I know that on the previous screen, I want to add maybe additional interviewers or additional candidates, what that would look like, as well as the bulk load option.
So on this final screen, when you're about to deploy the assessment, and so if we navigate back to configure and navigate back to the interviews section, you'll notice that these are set up and appear in your screen. So for example, if you go to schedule SmartMeet, just to revisit that session you've set up, you'll notice that there's a bulk upload data option. Upon selecting this, you'll see a sample Excel sheet that'll tell you how to input that information so that you can send it out to multiple candidates. Additionally, you can add interviewers using this section here. When you're adding those interviewers, the interviewer does not have to currently be a user of the system. What will take place is when you put in their name, username, and email ID along with their mobile phone number, it will contact them and they will be able to access the platform for any of the interviews that they are assigned to be an evaluator for. Were there any other questions?
No, I think that was covering most of it. And I think you might be covering how do I set up my own custom question? I know you were able to pull from the question bank. Could you show me how I would go about adding my own question within that structured interview process?
Yes. So simply, once again, by selecting that configure option and selecting SmartMeet, you're able to go in and, of course, you want to name that project, name the configuration once again. And then as well as the job role. And so if you're selecting not using that question bank, you can select no. But when you're searching for suggest pre-configured questions and you want to go ahead and select unstructured and create new test, are you able to add question? It'll give you the option to create your own question. And simply you can insert the question title and of course the language preset and add any competencies that you want to tie to that, as well as any instructions that you want to leave for the candidate. And the question as a statement. So for example, tell me about your sales experience. And also make sure you leave any instructions or title it sales experience. And you can add any tags if necessary, as well as the difficulty of the question. And you would select save and next, and it'll let you know if there's any parameters that you have missed. So I didn't fill anything in for instructions, so it'll prompt me to go back up. And so for the sake of the demo, and by selecting save and next, it'll just allow you to set what you want the scoring to be for the correct answer, as well as for an incorrect answer. And then also if you want to set any choice options for that as well. Now, was there anything else that you were wondering?
No, that would be it. I'm glad that you were able to show me that, because I know that that might be a good option I may want to use, outside the question bank. So thank you so much.
Alrighty, thank you and have a wonderful day.